And before you ask, yes, it still has Eurobeat. MF Ghost, the sequel to the anime classic Initial D, has finally arrived. Does it live up to the legacy of the greatest car anime to ever drift four wheels? Let's find out. For those who don't know, Initial D was a seinen anime following Takumi Fujiwara, a tofu delivery boy who gets dragged into the street racing world. Long story short, he's a driving prodigy who slowly discovers a love for the sport, has a consistent love interest and coming of age story, all that good 90s anime shit. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It turned an entire generation of weebs into car guys. Good stuff. MF Ghost, on the other hand, follows Takumi's student, a half-English, half-Japanese 19-year-old named Kanata Rivington. In the year 2020-something, electric self-driving vehicles have become the standard for travel. As a result, gas-powered, human-driven vehicles have become almost extinct. But because you can't kill something so cool so easily, and because there's an entire section of Japan that's uninhabitable from toxic gas, street racing has become the new mainstream sport across the world, right up there with soccer and women's long jump. This led to the creation of the MFG Racing League, where racers come from all over the world to try to prove themselves as the fastest, and it was founded by a familiar name. Kanata studied under Takumi at a famous racing school in England, and now he's come to Japan to compete in the MFG and find his missing Japanese dad. Along with Kanata, we also have a new gang to rally around our new drifty boy. We have Ogata, a mechanic and former racer who realized he just didn't have the skills to be a pro. He gets set up with Kanata and becomes his race mechanic. From him, we get our new car from the series, a modern-day Toyota 86. And I mean, why change what ain't broke? I could ask Toyota that about the lack of rear-wheel drive Celicas, but this is an anime video, not a car video, so I'm not going to get into that. Next up is Aiba, the 9th fastest racer in the MFG, something he's extremely proud about and will take any moment to mention. He meets Kanata while Kanata is registering for the qualifying trial. Almost immediately, he tells Kanata he's taking him under his wing, and something about him is very familiar, but I'll talk about that in a minute. He's also a goofball and is probably going to be funniest character to me because I just love a cocky loser. He drives a GTR and thinks Rin is fine as hell, so at the very least, he has good taste. Speaking of Rin Seonji is the daughter of the family that Kanata is staying with. She doesn't believe in love at first sight. Now she does. She also happens to be an MF Ghost Angel, a callback to the Japanese race queens who would pose in racing company ads and take pictures with fans.
Nice.
And just like her real-life counterpart, she is, well...
Sir, please, sir, listen. Get me down.
MF Ghost Angel.
Aiba truly is a man of culture. Now, like I said earlier, Aiba feels familiar, and honestly, everybody in the cast does. Aiba feels like Ikutani, if he actually had the balls to confess his love to his crush.
Well, you go out with me?
Along with the fact that he's Kanata's more experienced guide into MFG racing, he's also an established racer, and understands racing psychology on a deeper level than the others. And he's probably going to be the next... Speaking of the lonely drivers, Ogata reminds me of Itsuki, like an older, washed-up version of Itsuki that kept trying to be like Takumi until reality hit him like a guardrail at 90 miles per hour. I mean, he even owns an 8.6, like he bought it to be like his role model. I'm gonna be like Takumi when I grow up, hippy-doopy-doo. At least he found out he's a talented tuner. Kanata isn't Takumi. He's blunt like Takumi, but he's not the spaced-out guy who couldn't care less about racing that we got in Initial D Season 1. Kanata is a little like Season 3 Takumi, confident in his driving, striving to get faster, already set on a goal. I love that about him. Don't get me wrong, I loved seeing Takumi slowly discover the love of racing in Season 1, but it definitely felt like it dragged ass sometimes. I would feel like I was watching Evangelion and yelling at Shinji to get in the fucking robot. Kanata being raised in England was a nice touch. It leads to a lot of random English moments, and with me also being a foreigner, it's nice to be able to relate to Kanata's constant amazement with Japanese cuisine. Let's be honest, it is that amazing. And as far as Kanata's driving goes... Yeah, he's definitely Takumi's student. Rin of course feels like Mogi, but better. For one, she doesn't start off the series as, spoiler warning for Initial D, an escort. Instead, she's a racing queen, which honestly is a lot less of a what the fuck occupation. All the same Mogi cuteness without the questionable side gig. And we get to see her in this. And she's drawn like this. Mogi 2.0.
It's got a lot of great stuff going on in it, and the fans are responding awesome.
Now if they can just give us a new Sayuki. Honestly, everything in this anime just works to recreate that old Initial D feel. But the thing that stood out the most to me were the cars. If you've watched Initial D, you would know that the cars were, well...
trash!
They were a product of their time, and hence looked like they were on the Sega Dreamcast. You could maybe recognize what car it was if you squinted really hard, but now? Oh baby, I'm seeing Lambos, Porsches, Ferraris, clear as fucking day, and the 8.6, sweet mother of God. This might as well be a long-form version of that 8.6 Initial D ad. I mean, that is a damn good looking CGI car. It reminds me of the graphics in
Auto Mona Lisa,
the greatest PS2 racing game ever made. If you haven't played that game, punch yourself in the face. So far, this show feels like it has perfected the art of being a spiritual successor. I just keep having moments of
deja vu. I just been in this place before.
If you've ever wanted to relive the feelings you had watching Initial D, this is the show. If you ever wanted to get into the Initial D universe but just hadn't gotten around to checking out the original, this show makes for a great introduction. You can come in with no knowledge and watch the pretty cars go and have a damn good time. If you like this video, give it a like. Let me know in the comments if you checked out the show and what you thought about it. And if you want to see more from me, check out this video on screen or the playlist and hit that subscribe button. See ya!